Hello everyone, my name is Ethan, and today is day 17 on my road to 1500, ELO on chess.com. We're going to be playing a 15-10 minute game today. I think the 30-minute game yesterday was just a little bit too much. Hopefully we can play some good solid chess. We're going to be on the lookout for pins. We're not going to be so quick to pre-move stuff. Sometimes I get stuck in that blitz mentality where I feel like you just got to make moves really quick. Whereas if I had thought in the game yesterday, I probably should have won. But that happens. It's part of chess, and we're gonna give it another go. Got the black pieces again. Okay, got an English. Expecting this. We'll play that. Okay. I feel like knight to f6 is the right move here. Push. Okay. Put pressure on the pinned piece. Probably this. I'm happy to exchange a knight for a bishop there. Queen takes, now the pin's there. We go ahead and break in the center. Take. Take. I could just take right back immediately because that pin is still there. Can I? No, I cannot. Never mind. Take. Queen takes. knight takes, pawn takes, check, here, here, queen takes rook. Take. King takes. Check. Takes, takes, check, push. Check, he could develop the knight, or he could move the queen. Take. Take. I really want that to work. And it might be close. But I'm pretty sure I'm just down a minor piece after all of that. And my development isn't really any better. Is that better? And then he has the square if I need to. The queen is no longer defending this wherever it moves. I can pick up that pawn because that pin is still on this knight. Castles here. Castles here. Here. Takes there. I'd really hate to play g6. Yeah, but I don't see another way at the moment. If this pawn wasn't here, we might be able to get away with that, but we're going to be looking for ideas of this next. I feel like that just drops a knight. Takes, where does he go? Does he play that? He can't because discovered attack and take the queen. Here. Takes. No. Here. Here. If takes. Takes, rook. I do think that works. Not that I feel very comfortable in this position. I really wish I was castled here. I think we have to go ahead and take the rook. I think we'll play knight to c6 and then desperado the bishop away. Or should we play this first? That castle feels strong, but if they're here, whoops, no, if they're here, castle, that makes me very nervous. or that. But we are up a lot of points here. Let's give it a try. Let's see, is there any bigger threats I can make? Does a this take here work? I don't see why not. So in that case, would it work better if I went here, takes, here? That makes sense to me. Let's do it. Okay. I shouldn't have done it that way. That was stupid. Whoops. Takes. Drops a pawn, but in the interest of trading things, I think that might be a good idea. And it'd be nice to get this rook here and put some pressure. B5, B4 on the pin piece. Nope, he does not do that. Okay. Alrighty. Play this in the interest of forcing a queen trade at some point. I thought I was doing arrows there, so that was an accidental move, but we'll try to make it work anyways, even though I didn't think it through all the way. here, here. Try to force a queen trade. Okay. Here. King takes. And it just doesn't feel like he has any counterplay after that. I think let's do it. Up a lot of pawns. We just have to convert. That drops rook. Or forces a queen trade. Let's make sure there's not anything better. Oh, shoot. Well, that was stupid. I guess let's go here. D5. We'll start marching. He has a lot of time. I do need to be worried about a back rank checkmate, even though I played d6 because the queen covers this square. It's not really an escape. But if he wants to keep his queen here the whole time and handicap his strongest piece, then I'm fine with that. Okay. Check. If they're nothing really good for me there. I could play check here first, then d5. I do kind of like the idea of having my queen on this side of the board where she can help defend against checkmate, so let's do that. If at some point I play d5 and he plays c4, I have to be very careful because I can't take. Okay. Takes here. If push, just push. and I think we're okay there. So we'll come up. Should probably push H, actually. I don't have to take there, which is very good. That's a nice rule to have in chess. I think I'm okay there. Probably check. He does not. Could go here. Do I really need to be scared of this, though? I don't know, that looks pretty hard to defend. Let's do it. Here. Here, here, here takes. So we need that other pawn for sure. Push, takes, takes, takes. There. And I can even sack this rook on c8. This one rook is not enough to stop a connected pass pawn. I think I'm okay with that. There or there. Now where do I put him? Do I put him here? Do I even care? What if I go there? Takes, push. That's a pretty gangster way to end it, but I'm not sure it works. So push. He pretty much has to take there. Push here, push. And even if I exchange the queen I promote for this pawn, I still have one that's clear on the way there. So I think we do it. That seems like a lot of fun. If he moves a pawn, he drops the rook. That was fun. That was a good game. It's been a while since I've had a game that felt that nice. %91 accuracy. 90% accuracy in the middle game, and 95% accuracy in the end game. I am so incredibly happy about that. All right. I hate that they don't like that move, because it is a book move, And instead of getting credit for a book move... Oh, I guess I am. Never mind. Ignore that. And it typically is this. And then you're playing for this really cool thing that I like, where it's here, here, check, here, there, there, and then what happens here? I can't remember quite how it goes, but it ends up getting a little bit scary if you're not careful. But almost seems like it's supposed to be this. And then you play here. Queen has to back up. Then you take. But yeah. Sidetracked, but we'll keep going. I do wonder what the best idea was there. Which is a stupid move. It's so unnatural to play f3 there. Yeah. And I did wonder, so it's supposed to be here and then there. So weird. All right. And I didn't even think about protecting with the f-pawn. Why does en passant just not ruin that? Oh, okay. That makes sense. And was the idea to take here? They really like that move. So how did they want me to defend? Surely not queen to e7. That's such a ridiculous move. Queen to f4. So they did think it was better to do this, which I did too, but I didn't realize until after I played it. Because if here takes, I can go here, takes, and then pin the bishop to the king, whereas the other one allowed him to have the tempo to castle first. But maybe they wanted it to be queen. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if they'll be upset about that rook capture I did. Nope. Okay. I felt like that bishop was just way too strong. And knowing me, I was going to blunder him pushing that pawn and checkmating me on g7. They weren't a huge fan of d5. I do wonder, did they think h6 was better? They didn't. What, did they want that? I feel like it would be better to have the pawns in the center, but that's okay. Nice. All right, well, let me look at one more thing, and we'll do it again. So I had the idea of this. Does that work in any world? It doesn't, so I'm glad I didn't do that. But that's where my brain is all the time. It's always on sacrificing knights. Alrighty, well, thanks for joining me on day number 17. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys on day number 18.